If you're just starting out as a support group leader, remember, you didn't ride a bicycle in one day. You're not going to be able to run meetings in one time. You have to give yourself permission to fail at times, and that's working with the patients and caregivers and the other members so that you'll have a communication. If I mess up, I basically say something.
One of my favorite parts of support group is encouraging the members to talk amongst themselves or share things that's not medically related, a personal interest or a story. Do you do name tags? Yes, I do name tags, but we can also put their city there. Not everybody lives in Dallas proper, and that's an instant conversation. Oh my goodness, you live in Fort Worth. It lets them open up and talk a little bit.
You might even have folks that just don't talk, don't share in a meeting. So sometimes you need to give them an outlet to get back to you. So that's why I always encourage them, if you have any questions, any concerns, ideas for new topics, send me an email.
We need to make sure that they understand that we are listening to them and that we are there to help them and to guide them.
Active listening is what I call it. And I'm listening, but I'm also observing, and I will quickly write a note in the margin of my agenda so that I can go back and address it if I feel like that person needed it addressed.
In a meeting, especially if you're going to go around the room, asking people to share what's going on with their lives, you give them 2 or 3 minutes to talk that through, and then you move on to the next person. If you're doing an introduction, especially with new folks, you kind of say that out loud as you start. Well, let's take 2 or 3 minutes each and go through, introduce ourselves. So if you don't set that up early, you can have somebody that just rambles and rambles. Then you have to kind of cut it short, move on to the next person.
Always be calm, even in situations where things kind of can go wrong because technical difficulties, whatever.
There'll be times where you will have a heated discussion, and then it leads into something where they look to you as a facilitator on saying who is right. And I don't do that. If somebody's getting really upset, I do try to, crack a joke, and we're gonna dive into this, but just a minute, let me think about it. You don't have to have all the answers. And if the only thing you can give is hope, well, you need to understand that hope does not disappoint.
There's a big need out there, and I am happy to fulfill it to my best. I mean, that really is the biggest thing to me.
I would have to say, for a new leader, call some of the seasoned leaders or the tenured leaders, because we're all willing to help one another. We're not competing within the United States on each state. We're there for all patients, and we're here to help.